Hello and welcome to Deadline Horror News live for April 13th, 2022. I'm Donnie and I'm joined here with the Professor Smoke.
Yes, finally had to come back off vacation, I guess.
Yeah, unfortunately, I understand. But we are from the All-American Spookshow Horror Podcast. Josh and Will are both on assignment. And also, as always, we want to remind you to like and subscribe to the channel. And, you can click on the bell to be notified when we upload new videos. We also want you to become a supporter of the Spook Show by going over to patreon.com/AA Spook Show. Sign up to become a patron. We have levels at $1, $3, $5, $10. We've even got if you really want to be a benefactor of ours, we've got a crazy $1,000 Spook Show Insanity level. You really
yes, by all means, do that one. Will come over to your house to do anything you want him to do, and he can't defend himself here on the show. So.
Oh yeah. We'll make sandwiches, whatever you. Yeah, it'll be your
$1,000 level, sure.
Yeah, that's what it's for. But no, over on Patreon, we've got exclusive content you can't get anywhere else. We've got every Tuesday, we've got the Library of the Professor. We've got bonus podcasts every month, like Spook Show Rewind, Crapsterpiece Theater. That's our new one. And we've also got the Professor's Retro Review articles. Tons of stuff over on Patreon, along with our, just some exclusive content you can't really get anywhere else. All right, and also we wanted to let you know that episode 103 is actually out now, and it was Josh's choice in the rotation, and he chose Deathgasm. This was a blast. Smoke, did you get a chance to? You weren't there when we recorded, but did you get a chance to watch it?
I've seen it, and I've seen it before when it first came out, but and I'm going to rewatch it again before I give my thoughts on it on one of our upcoming podcasts, probably. But no, I have not got to rewatch it recently. But the first time I watched it, first time around, I thoroughly enjoyed it. And I'm looking forward to seeing it again.
Yeah, it was awesome. And you could check it out now. It's currently out now. And next week we actually kick off our Cannon Fodder series with the Canon Classic Over the Top. Gosh, I've seen this so many times, man. This was such a fun episode to record.
Yeah, unfortunately, I had to miss out on this one too. It was part of while I was on vacation down in Florida. And this one, like you said, I watched it a crazy amount of times back in the day and stuff. And I did get to rewatch this one again recently. So I'll I'm not on that episode, but I'll give my thoughts on it on an upcoming episode later, my ratings and all that stuff. But it's canon, it's Stallone.
Oh yeah,
it's fun as hell.
Another really cool thing about the Cannon Fodder series is that for each film that we cover, the author of the Canon Film Guide, Austin Trunick, is going to join us for a special segment, and that he debuts that special segment of his on our Over the Top episode. So that'll be out next week, and it's actually coming out Monday, April 18th, I believe, at 6 p.m. East. Unless you're a patron, you would get it early. So, it's certainly something to, look forward to. And gosh, that was just such a fun episode to record. I hate you missed it, Smoke. It was really, it was really fun. But, moving on, we have our current Crapsterpiece theater poll. So this will actually be the third poll we've come out with. So the choices there are No Holds Barred, Cats, 2006, The Wicker Man, and Super Mario Brothers. So you can vote now on all of our social channels. We've got Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Slasher, TikTok. Probably missing one, but you can also vote on Patreon there as well. So and that's running until the end of the month. So you got a couple weeks, or you could also comment on this video here with your vote for the next episode we'll watch on Craps Repeats Theater. So and that's also a Patreon exclusive. So definitely check that out. Also coming soon, we will have episode 105. It was my choice in the rotation to choose it was my choice for an older movie, and I chose 1979's Phantasm. That's
choice, sir.
Oh man, that was a lot. It's just a lot of fun, man. I really enjoyed this movie. A lot of sentimental memories with this one. And also episode 106 will be our. I don't know if this is the second or third installment. I think it's the third installment of Cult Corner. But that's episode 106, and also the second installment of Craps Repeats Theater will be nothing but trouble. I had high hopes for this one, but yeah, there it is in Craps Repeats Theater. But yeah, now we're actually going to move on over to the headlines. So, and this is something that I had mentioned earlier, Smokey. You hadn't heard of it, but Spirit Halloween is coming out with a movie starring Christopher Lloyd. This Halloween. Heard anything about it?
Very nice. Not until you were telling me about it. But that sounds awesome. Christopher Lloyd.
Yeah, Christopher Lloyd. It's basically going to be a kind of family kids adventure movie. It's directed by David Pogue, who's actually making his feature-length directorial debut, and also starring with Christopher Lloyd is Rachel Lee Cook, who, don't really pair them. Well, we'll see how it goes. It's one of those things. I mean, Spirit Halloween. It's a holiday, Halloween staple, really.
Yeah. Yep. It's we actually had one in the small town that I live in, and unfortunately, it didn't do probably as well as I would have hoped it would have. So they probably won't even bring it back this Halloween. We'll have to go to the next city over.
Something. What I had seen this on Twitter. It was like whenever they go to market the movie, like if they put up a Spirit, if that's the logo, if the logo is the logo for the movie, they're gonna think the movie theater closed down, and now it's a Spirit.
Yeah, that's true.
It's like, oh, this sucks.
Speaking of that, there was one of the Spirit Halloweens from not this past year, but sometime in the past was put up in an old Blockbuster, and you could still tell the remnants of the Blockbuster sign that used to be there. I'm like, it's kind of sad in a way.
Did they just drape the banner over it?
Yeah, pretty much. Well, I mean, it wasn't. They didn't have the full Blockbuster, 3D plastic sign, but you could tell there was an imprint that had been left behind by the Blockbuster sign that you could see where the Spirit, they just draped the Spirit Halloween thing over that, I guess, or around that or something. Or close to it, you could still see the Blockbuster logo through it.
Yeah. All right. Kind of moving on. Our next headline. Paul Feig. So it was actually announced a few years ago that he was wanting to do a Universal Monsters movie. The work was actually titled Dark Army, and it's reportedly to include the classic Universal monsters plus some brand new monster characters. But it's been a while since we heard anything about it. He recently, when was the last time you heard anything about it?
I don't know. Yeah, I can't remember the year, but hell, it was a while back before COVID stuff, right?
Yeah, it was a few years ago. Yeah, I think it was 2019, maybe 2018.
Yeah, and I don't know the story behind whether that had anything to do with putting it on hold, the whole COVID, stuff going on with not wanting to deal with that maybe at the time. I don't know.
No, he had mentioned I can't remember. I think it was either Collider or Variety that he had an interview with. He said he's having trouble getting it off the ground. Some that have read the work or read the script or whatever.
Mhm.
They thought it was too expensive to produce, which doesn't really make any sense to me anyway. I mean, who wouldn't want this movie?
Yeah, and Universal's kind of been hit or miss with some of their bringing their monster stuff back, like the last Mummy movie had who was in that? The last Mummy movie, the newest one they put out. I forget who. Was it Tom Cruise? Right?
Yeah, it would have been. Yep.
Yeah, that one. Yeah. So something like this, which is basically like kind of reminds me a little bit of the old school original Monster Mash type stuff that Universal put out, like House of Frankenstein, House of Dracula, where they had all the creatures in it. And there was kind of, those were a little bit cheesy or whatever, but they were still fun. So yeah, maybe this could, putting all the monsters like that in there definitely could have its, can make it interesting. And it's got to be better than that movie, what Tom Cruise Mummy movie.
Yeah, I mean, it has to be, right? Right?
Yeah. It would have to be. Yes.
Yeah. All right. Just kind of moving on. So the Conjuring 7 film, notice we say 7 film collection here. It's actually being released on Blu-ray. There's a pre-order. I believe you can pre-order it now pretty much anywhere. And I believe it ships, I think it's May 31st or 22nd. I don't really have the right date, but it's somewhere around May. Late May is when that'll ship. But the 7 films included in this collection are The Conjuring, Annabelle, The Conjuring 2, Annabelle Creation, The Nun, Annabelle Comes Home, The Conjuring 3, The Devil Made Me Do It. Those are the 7. And if you'll notice by omission, Smoke, they did not include the Curse of La Llorona.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on that?
I would say that was a good decision. To me personally, I'd say that's a good decision. Although, I mean, really though, honestly, I don't. Is it a complete set? Is it not? That movie, anyways, seemed to me, and we've talked about this when we did the movie, and even before that we did that movie, that it wasn't even really tied into the Conjuring universe, except through what was his name? His name slipping my mind. Priest.
I want to say Gabriel, but I don't think that was him.
Yeah. But the priest, he's the only one the only link between that and the rest of the Conjuring movies. So it's very tenebrous link at that. So, but some people would say, well, it's still not complete. Why didn't you include it? So, but for me personally, I don't care. I could do without that.
Yeah. And you mentioned it. We had already covered, these movies. Actually, you can visit the Spook Show archives all the way back from, I believe it's episode number 14. Where we first covered The Conjuring. Oh, excuse me.
Dipped our toes in the Conjuring universe, basically, right? The very first Conjuring movie. And then we've covered all of them since then.
Yeah. It was episode 14 when we first covered The Conjuring, and then we completed the Conjuring universe current to its current status. It was episode 60 where we covered The Conjuring 3, The Devil Made Me Do It. So that's pretty much it for the headlines there. We don't have any fan conventions, and we don't have the box office. So we're just going to jump right into new releases here. So Thursday, February 14th, Wormwood Apocalypse comes out on video on demand. And also, I believe it's, Friday the 15th, April 15th. I may have said February. I don't know what I was thinking, but Choose or Die is on Netflix. Also, Titanic 666 is going to be on Tubi. Room 203 is going to be on video on demand, and The Cellar is going to be on Shudder. So those are your new releases for this week. As far as I think we do have a couple of horror icons to. Typically, you wouldn't think horror icon with R. Lee Ermey, but actually Friday is the fourth year anniversary of his passing. But yeah, he is best known for his role in Full Metal Jacket. But on the horror side, he also appeared as Sheriff Hoyt in 2 installments of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre franchise. And he was also in an episode of Tales from the Crypt. So not really a name you really linked to horror, but yeah, he was definitely represented.
Although, yeah, I think just mentioning his character in I haven't actually seen the Texas Chainsaw Massacre the beginning, the prequel.
Yeah.
But the Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake, he was one of my, I think his character was one of my favorite parts in there. And just his typical humor, but done in a very dark way, of course, in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie was well played. Whoever put him in there.
Yeah. So R. Lee Ermey passed away 4 years ago Friday. So kind of moving on to a more happier note. Tim Curry celebrates his birthday Tuesday, April 19th. I'm lost on how old he'll be. I went to art school, so yeah, you do the math. Do the math, Smoke.
76, right? Is that right? I don't know.
Dude, I don't know. I'm gonna say yes. 76. All right. I don't know. Math is not my strong suit, man. But yeah, Tim Curry. He was the original Pennywise in the It TV miniseries. Also, iconic Rocky Horror. He was the devil or demon in Legend, Clue. He's got over 240 other acting credits. Definitely a well-versed actor in all genres. Think about it. But yeah, definitely happy birthday to Tim Curry and on Tuesday. Also, unfortunately, on April 19th, it will be the Jesus, math eludes me. It'll be the anniversary of Michael Carrera's passing. He's known mostly as a producer, director, writer, like Creatures of the World. Creatures the World Forgot and The Lost Continent, among many others. So definitely, it's always important to us to remember the icons. So yeah.
And 28 years ago, by the way, that's doesn't getting old. Doesn't feel like.
Yeah, I appreciate you doing the math for me, man, because I am awful at it. But yeah, bud. All right. So that pretty much kind of wraps it up for this episode of Deadline Horror News. Now, we do want to remind you to go on our socials. You can go to Patreon there or comment on this video. Your vote for our next Crapster Piece, next episode of Crapster Piece Theater. Once again, the selections there are No Holds Barred, Cats, 2006, The Wicker Man, and Super Mario Brothers. So if you really hate us, let us know which movie you want us to watch. Punish us with. All right. Also, be on the lookout for episode 105, Phantasm, episode 106, Cult Corner, and the second installment of Crapster Piece Theater, where we cover Nothing But Trouble. All right. And that just about does it for us, guys. You can check us on the socials here, and definitely Smoke. You got anything else to add?
Not other than we'll see you on the next episode, I guess, of Deadline Horror News. Pretty much that'll be the next thing. And also, I'll be looking forward to giving you my take on Deathgasm and Over the Top whenever those episodes drop.
Yeah, that'll be awesome, man.
Since I unfortunately got to miss that one, or both of those were fun movies, and hate that I had to miss out on them, but yeah. Right.
That's all right, man.
It is what it is here at the Spook Show. Sometimes we do have to take vacations, I guess.
Yeah, it goes, man. All right, guys. We'll talk to you next week.
Later on.